Hello and welcome to FQTV. I'm Adam Cattell coming to you live from the iconic Suncorp Stadium where the excitement is electric and the anticipation is sky high. Today we're kicking off the Mitre Festival of Football in style with a thrilling lineup of 4 grand finals at this legendary venue. We're about to get into the first showdown of the day. It's the men's FQPL 1 grand final featuring St George Willawong versus Eastern Suburbs FC. It's set to be a cracker as these two teams battle for supremacy. I'm thrilled to be joined by Amy Webster. Amy, what a spectacular occasion this is. So much history, so many memorable moments have been etched into this stadium's legacy, and today offers our local stars the perfect stage to make their own history.
And what a day we've got for it as well, hey. We've got a cracker, plenty of football ahead of us, and 2 teams to kick us off who weren't shy of drama in their semi-halves, so I'm excited to see what's to come.
Absolutely. Teams will be entering the field in a matter of minutes. St George Willawong and Eastern Suburbs, they'll both be playing in the National Premier League next season, and they'll be getting this grand final underway very shortly. First of 4 games on this blockbuster day.
And as they make their way through the final preparations, what an occasion to come out not only in the grand final but to step out onto Suncorp Stadium for a Saturday of cracking football ahead.
A huge moment, certainly a day they won't forget, as we just see them getting ready to enter the field to get us underway here at the Suncorp Stadium.
How do you think the nerves are going to be, Adam?
Look, I think maybe once the game gets started, hopefully the nerves will settle and they'll just get into the game, but I think it's play the game, not the occasion, might be the message to both teams.
Absolutely. And for Easts, relegated last year to bounce straight back into the NPL for next season. I think pushing that out of the minds for today, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely so. It was, like you say, bounced back straight back this season to the National Premier League. And St George Willawong, their 6th promotion in 9 seasons. What a rapid ascent for that club. And we can hear a bit more from our teams right now.
From the start of the season, we did make great signings, bolster the team ahead of the upcoming season. It also did help that we were the underdogs at the start of the season, so it was that bit of motivation. The experience from last year's grand final was a learning curve as well. I think we got what it takes to succeed now in a high-stakes match. I'd definitely say our club winning culture has played a huge role in the whole season, and just the camaraderie between the boys. Even when we're at our worst, we always find a way to win a game. The fact that it is at Suncorp, it'll be a new experience for myself and most of the boys as well. Just leading the boys out for one last dance this season will just be a show in itself, really. As always, like, the fans have had our back. I've been here for 6 years now, and from day dot we've had a good turnout, and I am expecting a big turnout on the weekend as well, and that'll definitely help us on our way to success this weekend as well.
It's been an incredible year, first of all. Congrats to the boys and the back staff. The most successful thing that happened, I think, is the gel of the team and the style of play we want to play out on the pitch. That's been really successful. Well, first of all, congrats to St George. They've been a very tough team this year. But to the boys, for us to really beat St George, we have to take opportunities. Every opportunity we get. Going back, playing in front of the crowd, that's very exciting. And also lifting the trophy for East for the first time.
Well, our 2 teams are out On the pitch, St George Willawong in their familiar all-red colours. Eastern Suburbs today in their change colours of all black with orange trim. We can see our team of officials led by referee Jack Powers. Eastern Suburbs just getting the photograph before the big game. They'll be trying to savour every moment of this occasion. Obviously a little bit different with kicking off at 11 AM in the morning, Amy. Maybe not what these players are used to.
Yeah, and I think I'm just relieved I'm up here rather than down there. I mean, already had a little walk out. It's a bit warm, but yeah, I mean, they know what they're in for. They always know when the grand final's going to happen. So I think the excitement's going to override. The adrenaline will be pumping, and obviously, as we've heard there, they've got to make it count.
Definitely so, and you do mention the temperature. I think it's tipped to get up to about 27 degrees today. Not quite as warm as last weekend, where I think temperatures were in excess of 30 degrees, but still incredibly hot. As the two captains there, number 6 Ethan Smith for St George Willawong and number 3 Alexander Barnett for Eastern Suburbs.
Yeah, obviously that's a late change from just seeing that captain montage. No Nikola Popovic today. I think he'll be a bit disappointed. 6 seasons with the club this season, and obviously just taking a knock outside of the game and starting the game on the bench, so not ruled out fully.
No, he is amongst the substitutes. As you say, there is one change for St George Willawong from their semi-final victory against Logan Lightning, and it is a big one. Captain Nikola Popovic has an ankle problem and will be on the bench, so in his place we have Ashton Bonsell. For the moment for him, does have a little bit of first team experience this season. He's come across to the club from Kapalaba.
And this is the thing here with the position of goalkeeper, you've always got to be ready to step in. Being the only, obviously, one player on the pitch who's playing between the sticks, I think the reserve keepers are just, they have that mentality, have to always be ready to go. So I think Ashton Bonsell will be no different.
As for Eastern Suburbs, one change for them from their semi-final win over Brisbane Strikers. Luke Murphy, who played here last year for Wynnum Wolves, actually assisted the winning goal. Unfortunately, he misses out through illness today. So Jackson Rossi is promoted from the bench as we are about to get underway. Kick-off at the Suncorp Stadium. St George Willawong going from right to left on your screen. These two sides obviously did meet in the regular FQPL 1 season. It was a couple of wins for St George Willawong, but it was close. It was a 3-1 win at Heath Park. Oh, sorry, it was at Nudgee Reserve actually. And then they triumphed 2-1 at St George's Park just last month.
Yeah, I think both sides were hit by some renovations to their home grounds this season, hey, so a bit of disruption, but football's football. You play where you have to play, but obviously it's always nice to get back to your home ground.
Yes, both teams I think had issues with their pitch, and you know St George Willawong, I think they had to play 8 of their first 10 games away from home. Of course, it did mean come their run-in, they were mostly at their St George's Park ground as Eastern Suburbs pick up the ball here, and it's Kai Flemington to set up Brauweiler. Perhaps he can get the shot away, and the shot is over.
And it's good to see the shot off early, regardless of where it goes. I know, obviously, settling the nerves, you just want to get that first shot off. They'd love to see it on target, of course, but the little range finders every now and then.
Marvin
Settle.
Brauweiler, the Eastern Suburbs number 13, is a German, actually has played in the lower leagues in Germany. Also had a spell in the NPL Victoria with Geelong. He's got 8 league goals this season. His range just off there at that point.
And it's good to see, we've got plenty of football ahead of us today, but good to see that there's some bums on seats already in that stand over on the far side. Oh, can't quite see them because they're up in the shade, Adam, but
yes,
they are definitely arriving.
I think they're doing the shade shuffle. But yes, starting to fill nicely, that western stand. Of course, as I say, this is the first of 4 games. After this one, we will have the FQPL 1 women's final, which me and Amy will be bringing you. That's Gold Coast Knights taking on North Lakes FC. So what can we expect from today, Amy? We're probably expecting a close game with these two.
Yeah, I think looking at the way that they finished on the ladder this season, obviously both teams not shy of goals, and both teams replicating each other's scoreline in the semi-final. A little bit of chaos for the St George Logan game and the East game, but yeah, 0-0 at half-time for St George in their semi-final. Didn't break the deadlock till late on.
We've got a bit of trouble here, and it's put behind for a corner. Some nervous moments there for the deputy, Ashton Bonsall.
And that's that early test, hey? They'll be thinking, not the usual man between the sticks, so put a bit of pressure on early.
It was Kai Flemington applying the pressure. Ben Barrett across just to put that out for a corner, our first of the game. And in it comes, whipped in and punched away by Bonsall. Bit of an awkward one for him. So the deputy heavily involved in these early exchanges, Amy?
Absolutely, and I think Kai Flemington's going to be one to watch. He obviously got the brace in the semi-final. First one was a cracker, second one was gifted to him, straight onto his noggin.
It's Lopez with the corner. Up go the heads.
It was Peng heading that one away.
And it was Deng Deng just going out for a throw-in on the far side. To be taken by the captain, Barnett. Some early pressure here from Eastern Suburbs. Mundy. This is Jackson Rossi. He was on the bench in that semi-final win. He's come into the 11 today with Luke Murphy, unfortunately missing out through illness. As they look to build here, and it's hacked away by St George, and here's Marwin Nilo, who got the winner in that semi-final, which we'll come on to. Ball played across, and I think he just drifted into an offside position. Marwin Nilo got the winner in that, well, crazy semi-final win against Logan Lightning. 3 goals coming very late on. I think Logan Lightning thought they might have taken it to extra time when they equalised in the 90th minute. Jacob Fullock scoring in the 89th.
Yeah.
For Nilo come up with the goods in, I think it was 95th minute.
And I did enjoy Jacob Fullock going with the Haaland meditation celebration, only for the calm and peace to be instantly shattered.
It was indeed.
Minutes later.
Marwin Nilo, who was playing at Olympic FC earlier this season, also had a stint in the MPL Victoria with Bentley Greens. So the ball is played over, and Deng is across just to put that one out for a throw-in. Taken quickly. And it comes from Barnett. Away by Ethan Smith, who's captaining the side this morning. Obviously with Nikola Popovic having to drop to the bench with that ankle concern. Real blow for him into his 6th season with the club. You might have just seen him there in the little intro before the game. And Sheriff to Freddie Bahomwa. Here is Nilo looking to turn, does well, and tries to set Jordan Davey away, but it's regained by Eastern Suburbs. Brauweiler dropping that off to Lopez, who can have a run at this St George defence. Just a check back. Support from Onasiake, who's another former Olympic FC player.
Yeah, I think we're going to see plenty of those runs on this near side in the first half from Lopez. Obviously, the Argentinian with his Messi number on the back, and we're seeing a little glimmer of that.
That's Orlando Lopez wearing 19. He's Argentinian heritage, and unsurprisingly, his favourite player is Lionel Messi. Wears 19. So that was Messi's number when he broke through at Barcelona. Here comes St George. And that's won back well. Eastern Suburbs trying to pick out Kai Flemington. He might be in here. Oh, and it's a fantastic covering challenge. I think it was Freddie Bahamwa was the man who got across.
And that's exactly the tackle they need, with a through ball that just sliced through those centre halves. Very cool, calm head there from the centre half.
Kai Flemington, 23 league goals this season. He is the danger man for Eastern Suburbs, the youngster. The ball is cut out and Lopez picks it up again. He's got Rossi in support. And it comes from Rossi. Oh, and there's a header. I think it was Marvin Braweiler was the man again, likes to get forward. A couple of early opportunities for him as we look on the replay. Not a bad cross at all. Braweiler just getting ahead of the defender, but couldn't direct his header goalwards.
Yeah, East's enjoying the majority of the chances at the moment. Pretty evenly matched in their semi, only 42% possession, but plenty of shots throughout the game.
St George Willawong, who topped the FQPL 1 ladder, 17 wins from 22 games. They had the meanest defence, just 24 conceded, whereas Eastern Suburbs were 9 points behind them, back in second spot. It really was a bit of a fight for that second spot in the FQPL 1 men's. The Sheriff hacks that one away. They actually, we have the top scorers in the competition, Amy, against the meanest defence this morning. Eastern Suburbs with 65 league goals in their regular season. They nearly give that away here, and it can be picked up by Mitchell Herman. And here's Fullock, who shoots straight into the hands of Phil Zabax.
Yeah, it's always interesting, hey, going into these finals with predictions based on how many goals they've scored in the season. But as we well know, with final football, anything can happen on the day. St George there with a definite chance.
Jacob Fullock, he was a St George Willawong top scorer this season, 13 league goals, very experienced player. He's had NPL experience with Sunshine Coast Wanderers and Logan Lightning. And also another player who's had a stint in the NPL Victoria with Preston Lions and Moreland Zebras. Deng, but that's given away. It's collected by Mundy. Gets it back again, looking for Kai Flemington. He can bring this down, has options left and right. It's now Laurie Kant. And here is Lopez. Low ball in. Oh, he's still alive, but the flag has gone up. And we do have a St George Willawong player down. I think it might be Jordan Davey.
Got an appeal for a tug of the shirt in there as well from the East player, just getting up from the deck. It's that same pressure we're seeing again that Adam had, a through ball that's potentially going to hurt St George at the back.
As we just watch on the replay here, and Bonsall just getting the glove on that. And then the referee, Jack Powers, had spotted an infringement. He's being assisted today by Jay Hudson and Ben Orwell. Blake Buxton is our fourth official. Bonsall will take this free kick. Over it goes, halfway, heads go up. It's collected by St George. Smith. Out wide, but that was well read by Barnett, but St George will get another go here with Deng. And now Jordan Davey gets it back to Fullock with a shot. Deflected. Still pressure here from St George Willawong. In comes the cross. And eventually Eastern Suburbs can get it away, but just the first bit of sustained pressure there from St George.
Yeah, good spell of pressure, and obviously Jacob Fullock's looking like the danger man for St George at the moment, so any chance he's going to get, he's going to have a crack at goal.
Last season, in 2023. Eastern Suburbs relegated from the National Premier League, finished rock bottom. As for St George Willawong, they won the FQPL 2. Did lose the grand final, actually, quite surprisingly. It was a heavy defeat against Magic United. That was at the Imperial Corp Stadium. Slightly different surroundings today for them. Barnett unable to keep that one in. Eastern Suburbs managed by Jim Bellis, vastly experienced coach. Actually won the inaugural NPL with Olympic FC as the ball goes into the box and Zabex is across to claim the ball. 41 years of age, Phil Zabex. Actually, I had him at 40 before the game, and he was able to correct me. I think he might be our oldest ever men's grand finalist.
It's giving me Peter Cech vibes today with that headgear on.
Yes, he did sustain a nasty head injury back in 2010 when he was playing in New South Wales, which explains their protective headgear. Has a experience with Peninsula Power, Lions FC. Eastern Suburbs with a throw in on the far side. Here they come with Mundy. Gets it back, and it's a bit of a wayward shot. He's trying to keep it alive, eventually hooked away. Back to Onisiake. And now Matt Melville. He was actually sent off in one of the games between these two clubs. St George Willawong had a player sent off in that game as well. It was Lachlan Sharma, who's amongst the substitutes today. He was actually sent off, I think, quite early in the game.
Is that you predicting we're going to have a little bit of tenacity in today's game?
Let's see how we go. It's been relatively tepid so far. There's a suspicion of handball there, but play continues. Melville into Matt Mundy, who's playing really as that number 6 today. I think he's usually been employed as a right back by Eastern Suburbs since joining the club. And he has great experience of the Suncorp Stadium from his time at Brisbane Roar. He actually was a substitute in that famous 2011 grand final when the Roar came from 2-0 down in extra time to draw with Central Coast Mariners and winning the resultant penalty shootout, managed by Ange Postecoglou, no less. Whatever happened to him?
Whatever happened to him, indeed. He's all over our screens at the moment with the Premier League.
Yes, very much as ball is worked into the Eastern Suburbs box. Mundy's on hand to clear up, and now Yango with a chance to run at this defence. Oh, and they've found Brauweiler here in a shooting chance. Oh, it's into the side netting. That's as close as we've come so far in this grand final. Oh, and Brauweiler again making a nuisance of himself.
It was almost like he had too much time to think about that one. As he wound up for the strike.
2 minds, yeah. Maybe trying to go across Bonsall, but instead into that side netting. Opportunity, I think he knows it, hands straight on his head. Fuller with the turn, but corrected again by Eastern Suburbs. Little layoff by Flemington, and now Yango, but that's a good challenge from Ethan Smith. Onisiake though wins it back well and continues his run forward. It's Yango taking them on, might line up the shot. Deflected off Barrett. Out to the far side with Lopez.
Yeah, East are looking hungry. It's certainly brewing early and taking their chances from range.
Yeah, Eastern Suburbs looking to get on the front foot and no doubt test the reserve goalkeeper Ashton Bonsall.
And I imagine this is the earliest game they've played all season here, so one being first up at Suncorp on grand final day, 2 early game. And nerves will be settling pretty quickly as they get stuck in though.
It will be an Eastern Suburbs free kick. Here it comes. Kids go up and Flemington with the header, and Bonsall has to get across to make the save. And gathers at the second attempt.
There's even a hint of that one going onto the bar, wasn't it? Onto the upright.
Certainly passed the test there, as we can watch on the replay. The initial header, I think it was Kai Flemington. Did it come off the post? Yes, I think you're right, Amy, it did. Off the post. Eastern Suburbs coming so close to that opening goal. Kai Flemington clipping the outside of the post.
Welcome to the starting lineup, Ashton Bonsall, hey?
Yes. And it's Eastern Suburbs asking most of the questions in these opening exchanges. Lopez into the penalty area, trying to work it onto the left boot, and it's taken down by Flemington. Again, it's Ethan Smith who will hack that away, but only as far as Onisiake. Into the feet of Mundy. For an Eastern Suburbs throw-in, as I mentioned in the intro, St George Willawong. The club was only formed back in 2010, so the Serbian roots, and they've had a rapid ascent through the Football Queensland pyramid. 6 promotions in 9 seasons. Really is quite remarkable for a club that's only 14 years old. We've got a free kick to defend here. Lopez leaving this one for Yango. Ibrahim Yango lining up this free kick, whipped it. It's dealt with by St George. Nilo. It's back now with Rossi, but he's under pressure. He's lost out there to Mitchell Herman, looking to take on Onisiake, who stuck to his task well there, the number 2.
Yeah, strong defensive play there at the back. So there's danger of a break, but Onisiake was equal to it. Come again here now, though.
So it is, it's Josh Wilson. Deng, Wilson gets it back into the feet of Nilo, looking to try and turn. Little layoff and a chance now. Oh, and St George take the lead. And it's Josh Wilson.
And have we just seen a cheeky little back heel in the grand final?
We certainly did. Oh, sorry, it's
Mitchell Herman.
Mitchell Herman. It's Mitchell Herman with the opening goal. What a moment for Mitchell Herman. Former Mitchelton Brisbane Strikers man. He's given his side the lead here at the Suncorp Stadium as we watch. Look at the back heel from Nilo. Herman does the rest, firing across Sabax, and maybe against a run of play, Amy, St George Willawong have the lead.
Exactly right, Adam. That's exactly what we're talking about. All it takes is a good break, and we've seen it there. 8 league goals to his name, Herman, so he's obviously got an eye for goal, and he was sharp and ready to capitalise.
Eastern Suburbs, they've done most of the attacking this first half, but find themselves a goal down. Coming close just minutes before that Kai Flemington header off the post. Mitchell Herman giving his side the lead at the Suncorp Stadium. Players just taking a moment to grab some refreshments.
think we're going to see a bit of that today with the early kickoffs and the heat.
Just while we're just waiting for the players here, I can give you a little bit more information on that Ashton Bonsall, who's deputising today for Nikola Popovic. He's a 19-year-old goalkeeper and he has been playing his football in the United States. Back in 2023, he played for Louisiana State University. And making the move to Capella Bar upon his return to Brisbane, and now on to St George and on to the Suncorp Stadium.
It's not bad, is it, hey? Being brought in off the bench for a grand final.
I'm not sure when he would have found out he was going to play in this grand final. It might have been a bit of a late injury to Nikola Popovic. But after maybe a nervous moment in the opening exchanges, he looks like he's dealing with the pressure at the moment.
Yeah, and with St George breaking the deadlock, I think that always helps settle the respective goalkeepers' nerves, doesn't it, when they know they've got that goal in the bank already.
Goal given to them by Mitchell Herman after a lovely little back heel from Marwin Nilo.
And that just oozes confidence, hey? Against the run of play, as we say, but when they find themselves in space, why not?
Deng, who just had a long throw in, it's taken short that time. Hacked away by Eastern Suburbs. Long one now for Sheriff to deal with. Harry Kent is applying the pressure. Won back well by Yango. Deng is across to hold him up. And comes away with the ball. He's gone for a St George Willawong throw-in. He'll be buoyed by that goal, I think, from Mitchell Herman.
Especially having had to wait until the 88th minute in their semi-final to break the deadlock. I think they obviously keen to just get stuck in.
Yeah, we did have an early goal here last year in the FQPL final. It was Jack Webb with a fine volley.
Oh,
now St George working the shooting opportunity, and it's fired over in the end. Ethan Smith wearing the captain's armband today.
Yeah, just leaning back as he came in to hit that one. I think he already had the glory celebration going in his mind as he released the trigger. But a lovely square ball across the danger area again, so they're finding their way through into those dangerous spaces.
Forward it goes from Eastern Suburbs. Sheriff with the header. Mundy.
He's done well there.
Did well. Picked up by Yango. Deng for company. Real tussle between those two today. And it's Deng who does ever so well and can get forward now for St George Willawong. Still going Deng, eventually cleared by Onisi Ake, but just seeing the attacking prowess that Deng does possess.
Yeah, 2 goals versus East in their round 21 win, so he's obviously keen for a sight for goal.
As Flemington gets it and they work the cross and win another corner. 26 minutes gone here at Suncorp Stadium. Eastern Suburbs with their 3rd corner of the game, but a goal down. Goal from Mitchell Herman, separating the two teams at the moment. As you mentioned, Deng with those couple of goals in that 2-1 win. They're the only league goals he got this season.
Maybe he's saving himself, Adam.
Possibly. Corner to defend. It's out by Smith, and Eastern Suburbs will try again. Into the far post, goes beyond Barnett, who'll come across to retrieve the ball. Out in the end by Ben Barrett, into his third year with the club, the centre-half, former Ipswich Knights player. Now, we might be seeing a long throw in here, Amy, looking how Eastern Suburbs are setting up. Jackson Rossi is across. Actually, it does go short in the end to Brauweiler. Gets it back. And it comes from Rossi. Handed away by Smith. Yango to the back post, and it's Brauweiler. He keep it alive, and it's a bit of a scramble, and eventually out for a corner. St George Willawong living dangerously there.
Yeah, there'll be a sigh of relief from Bonsall there, no doubt. That was very scrappy, and again, inches from someone getting the head on that and sticking it in the back of the net.
There's Brauweiler into the turf, and then
Well
header
kept
back
in at the
across.
back. Yeah.
And it comes again for Eastern Suburbs. Brauweiler again the target. Away from Barrett. Now Deng popping up on the left-hand side. Goal scorer Mitchell Herman winning the throw-in.
Yeah, and even seeing that tackle coming across there from Matt Mundy, obviously 15 minutes of the first half, just over to go, but playing with passion early.
Again, Nilo can get the strength just to hold off the defender. Bahumwa coming forward. Herman, little turn. Fuller trying to just engineer a little bit of room to get his shot away.
Yeah, and Barnett just putting enough pressure on to take the sting out of that one. We're seeing a quick turnover here. When East get the ball, they're pretty keen to get it forward.
Melville over to Barnett. Long-serving player Alexander Barnett, Eastern Suburbs captain. Melville with the diagonal ball. Dealt with by Bahumwa. Fired forward. Picked up again, Yango, who's coming centrally. Ethan Smith again snapping at his heels. And the chase is on now. And Deng Deng, who, well, for my money, great defending. Yes, like you say, Amy, I think he might be one of the quickest players in the FQPL 1 men's competition.
I think he's been watching the hammer, hey?
I think he actually had to make up some ground there, but didn't he do well? Yango switches the play.
Plenty of space on this near side for Easts.
Jackson Rossi into the feet of Lopez. Lopez looking to get to the byline, and crosses headed away by Sheriff. Now Nilo can try and get his side forward. Just checks back and happy to play in Bahumwa, who goes back to Bonsall. Past the half-hour mark here at the Suncorp Stadium. That Mitchell Herman strike separating the two teams. Now Deng. Deng guilty of giving that away, as Eastern Suburbs are, to Jordan Davey. Nila. Try with the right boot. Brauweiler is across. Classy player, isn't he, Marvin Brauweiler? You can tell he's got a bit of pedigree. I believe he's played in the German 4th tier before coming to Australia.
Yeah, having the confidence to just step and turn that one away inside his own third.
Out for a St George throw-in on the far side. How do you think these sides will fare next year in the NPL competition, Amy, based on what we've seen so far?
Well, it's always tricky to predict, because they're stepping up a level, but if they can maintain the momentum that they've had, obviously transfers pending. You never know what the personnel's going to be as you step into the next league, but that usually does inform the transfer choices. So hopefully we'll see them stick around.
Yeah, recruitment obviously will be crucial. St George building on this left-hand side, and Davey can get away, and Eastern Suburbs having to scramble in defence. Cross coming in, dealt with by Barnett. Shot fired in by Josh Wilson, straight into the grateful hands of Phil Zabax.
And of course, East's bouncing back this year. Won't want to have a repeat of last year's relegation. So again, that may inform some of their coaching decisions, transfer choices, or even just
definitely want to keep hold of this man, Kai Flemington. The leading marksman in the FQPL 1 this year. To his feet now, turns away, does well, finds Laurie Kant, and crosses dealt with by St George. Oh, and then I think Eastern Suburbs player just leaving his mark there on Ethan Smith. Hasn't really been too much for Jack Powers to deal with so far, but
we're giving him a grace period. We usually see that a little earlier on in the game to set the stall out, but
second half might be a different story.
Luckily, no cards are coming out this early.
No, like I said, we did have 2 red cards in one of these fixtures between the two clubs earlier in the season. Eastern Suburbs winning their place at the Suncorp with a 2-1 home win against Brisbane Strikers. They were a goal down, but it was 2 goals from that man, Kai Flemington, that punched their ticket to Suncorp Stadium as Lopez cuts inside, finding Barnett. Braweiler. Can Nyango keep that in? Flag is up. Nice little move there though from Eastern Suburbs.
Yeah, and just reflecting back on that semi-final, like you say, conceded early. Flemington bringing them back with 2 goals, but it wasn't an easy ride through to the final whistle. They had a bit of defending to do. And I think Zabax tipping one over the bar in around the 90th, 91st minute. So that's what you want from a semi-final, hey? You want it to go right down to the wire. The players may not agree.
Yeah, 2 very close semi-finals in the FQPL 1. Minutes or so left of this first half. A little handball there. Yango might have been looking for it, almost sort of just flicked it up onto the arm. Chance for Eastern Suburbs to get the ball into the box. Weiler again, getting the head down, and ball bouncing in the box. Flemington on the turn. Keep it alive, Eastern Suburbs, and they go again. It's he can't, and bit of a scramble.
Yeah, I think Flemington and Barnett were just queuing up for that one there. I think if Flemington had a clear crack at that one, it might have been a different story. Bit of friendly fire.
Knocking on the door, looking for this equaliser. Going taken. Lopez to Rossi. Nice little turn there from Lopez, but then loses out to Jordan Davey. Nilo now. Here is Davey. Herman. Inside from Herman into Jacob Fullock, turning the defender, but eventually running into Alexander Barnett, and I think there might have been a coming together there.
Yeah, I think just Fullock trying to receive that one across his body is where we saw Barnett get himself into a bit of trouble there. I think he was anticipating it a little differently. So Fullock did well there to put the pressure on.
Certainly do have a physicality, these St George Willawong forwards. Barnett quickly back to his feet. James Coughlin is our man on the sideline today. We're going to throw down to him now. Hello, James.
Well, good morning, guys. It's nice and toasty down here on the sideline.
Can imagine. What have you made of it so far, James?
Well, it's been a pretty even game overall. I think St George, they weathered that early storm and it seems like they're under a little bit of pressure, but the big thing that stood out to me so far is a lot of instruction for Ashton Bonsall in goals, and Nikola Popovic, he's in uniform, so he's available in a reserve situation, emergency situation, but yeah, he's been riding every minute of this game. He's been bouncing up and down, and when that goal went in as well, I think he was about ready to run down and join in the pile with Mitchell Herman.
Yeah, I have seen him during the league season. He does like to get involved in the celebrations, the St George skipper, and I'm sure he was tempted then when Mitchell Herman gave them the lead. Thank you, James.
I think he interrupted Neil Toe's cartwheel celebration that was intended
Yes,
as a
right,
backflip
yes.
in the semi-final.
Yeah. Be hearing more from James Coughlin throughout the game. Forward it goes by Melville. Brauweiler just a little pocket of space. Even though he can't, just a bit of a heavy touch there from the Eastern Suburbs number 10. Brauweiler switching the play nicely to Yango.
Yeah, East are finding their flanks well, and obviously seeing little Messi on this near side, enjoying the space to run.
Cross coming in, an awkward one, but into the hands of Ashton Bonsall.
And I'm not surprised to hear that Popovic is riding every minute from the sideline. There's nothing worse than being injured full stop, but last minute injury and then still being named on the bench. I imagine he's not going to be sitting still much at all today.
Yeah, I'm sure he's kicking every ball. A real sad moment for him, but as James said, is amongst the substitutes, so who knows? We might see him at some point. Eastern Suburbs coming forward, but Bonsall across and into the last 5 minutes now of this first half. Sheriff. Siake on hand. Bahomwa. It's a little bit of space here, finds Nilo. I think the flag was up on the far side there against Marwin Nilo.
Yeah, just edged offside. He was hoping the pass had come through a little quicker.
Melville into the feet of Yango, lay off to Mundy. Mundy to Brauweiler. Nice play from Eastern Suburbs, Yango. Flemington. Again, can't find a way through this red wall. You can see pretty wide there. They've got the best defensive record in this league. St George Willawong look incredibly well drilled. Head coach Danny Jidic, who returned to the club 2 years ago from Holland Park Hawks. He's overseen these back-to-back promotions. Barnett. Again, it's won back well by Ethan Smith. Oh, but then the pass. Just a short one there. Bit of a waste there, I think, Amy, for St George Willawong.
Yeah, and they weren't really well set for catching East on the break there, because East are looking pretty uniformed at the back. So they didn't quite capitalise on that the way they would have hoped. But pretty evenly matched. We saw East with that early pressure mounting in the early stages of the game, but it's pretty well matched so far.
It's a very tight game as we expected between these two clubs. Deng keeps it in on the far side, into the feet of Fullock. And now they've got room for another shot, and there's a second goal! St George Willawong double their lead.
And it's a second for Mitchell Herman.
Mitchell Herman at the double. And a fine strike into the bottom corner.
And again, another one where I thought, has he got too much time? Is this too much time for him to overthink this? And it was cool, calm, and slotted into the corner.
Well, let's have a look on the replay. Deng to Fullock, and he just has a pocket of space. Herman can line it up on the left boot, right from the edge of the box. Drilled home. Zabak's no chance. St George Willawong lead 2-0. Much to the pleasure of those of the St George fans over there in the Western Stand. It's a little bit hard on Eastern Suburbs, you'd say. They've got to come back from 2-0 down now. Brawal. Yango, twisting, turning. Monitored closely by Deng. Yango. And that's great defending. Deng. With a chance for Eastern Suburbs. Barnett with the ball in. It'll fall here for Orlando Lopez. Chased by Bahomwe. Little back heel from Lopez. Messi-esque, you might say. It's a cross. Oh, and it's an awkward one, and Bonsall with the fumble.
Yeah, you wonder how much the sun might have played a part there.
Yeah, that's a
Didn't
good
look
point.
like
That
he
sun
knew
might
too
have.
much about it, hey?
Yeah, might have played his part. No cap on there. Maybe for the keeper, might come out in the second half. Corner Eastern Suburbs. It's where he can't with the strike, and it's over the top.
And he was in acres of space there, just on the edge of the 18-yard box or in towards the corner. So shame that he couldn't keep that one down.
Yeah, had
Precious
a bit of time
building.
there where he can't. He's nicknamed De Bruyne by his teammates, I'm told.
And that's De Bruyne range
It
right
was
there.
indeed.
So we'll see how that
Yeah.
progresses.
Yeah, 9 league goals for Laurie County. He's a player who's come through the ranks here at Eastern Suburbs. Radar was off that time. 30 seconds or so to go in this first half. St George Willawong leading 2-0. Both goals coming from Mitchell Herman.
And both of them pretty much you could describe as team goals. Hey, Herman didn't have a lot to do other than finish. Nothing to take away from him, of course, but the work was definitely put in by his colleagues around him. Cheeky little back heel for the first and a lovely little square ball for the second.
Definitely well-worked goals. And they are proving the difference here as we move into first half stoppage time. Don't think we'll have too much in the way of injury time. Play continuing for now. Nice turn from Bahomwe. It's into the feet of Fullock again, and layoff from Herman. Out to the far side. Again, looking for that ball into the feet of Fullock, who, he went down in stages there, Amy, didn't he? Referee had a look at it, but goal kick, the decision.
And it's an interesting one here because you do wonder if it had gone down after that first touch, would it have been a different decision? He tried to stay on his feet. Referee allowing that shirt pull to go on at
first.
first.
I think our referee did spot it. Maybe helped out by his assistant there.
He was trying to let the advantage play, but free kick it will be.
Into the second minute of first half stoppage time. As the board does go up there, 2 minutes. Minimum of 2 minutes to be played. Can Eastern Suburbs get one back in the stroke of half time? No, he can't. Doing well. Getting the cross in. Flick on by Flemington, and it was hacked away in the end by Bahomwe. Bonsall had come to claim. Nice little, lovely takedown from Nilo. I don't know, was he maybe spotted Zabaks off his line? That would have been some goal if he'd have pulled that off.
Yeah, at this stage in the first half, I think there was no chance from Jacob Fullock. He's like, I'm not even going to waste my time with that one.
Half time at the Suncorp Stadium. St George Willawong leading Eastern Suburbs by 2-0. 2 goals for Mitchell Herman. It's been quite the first half, and I think we can hear from Mitchell Herman now. James is pitch side to get a word with Mitchell Herman, whose 2 goals separate these two teams.
2 goals to the good at half-time. What's gone into establishing this lead?
Just all year we've worked on winning the ball back and then trying to break them down quite quick. And that's what we do. Both goals were 2 or 3 passes, and then we just have a quite nice quick shot, and it just seems to be working. So we'll keep with that. Main thing is just counter-attacking, yeah.
And pretty solid first half for you as well, the 2 goals. Is it pretty much how you'd expected it to go?
Somewhat like that. I didn't know if I get 2, but we might chase for 3 now.
All right, and you got a pretty good supporting crowd here as well. How good is it having the supporters?
Oh, it's always amazing. Like, this is the best club I've been to with the supporters. It's unreal. Even every game, away, even if it's at Nudgee, Sunny Coast, most of them come out. We have hundreds of supporters, so we love it, yeah.
All right, Mitch, thank you. Best of luck for the second half. All right, we're going to be back after this ad break. Stay tuned for the second half of the FQPL 1 Men's Grand Final.
Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Welcome back to the Suncorp Stadium. Half-time here in our first game, FQPL 1 Men's Grand Final. Serbian fans are very happy at the moment. Their side, St George Willawong, leading Eastern Suburbs by 2-0, both from Mitchell Herman. As we look back on the first half highlights, and a bit of a nervous moment there, Amy, for Ashton Bonsall.
Yeah, I think St George, we're pretty happy to see those early chances stay away from the goal, but you got to test the keeper. You got to test the keeper anyway, and especially if it's a reserve keeper stepping in.
Eastern Suburbs opportunity dealt with there by Bonsall.
And I think this just shows the story of the half, that is plenty of pressure in advance, but St George capitalising on that pressure when they had it.
The Eastern Suburbs certainly had their moments, and well, here's that header from Kai Flemington off the post. It's as close as they come. They've certainly had their moments, Amy, but St George Willawong have been clinical. As we look on the replay here, this is the first goal, that lovely little back heel from Nilo, and finished superbly by Mitchell Herman.
Yeah, almost looked like it was straight off the training ground, but I'm not sure how much Herman expected of that as it fell nicely into his path.
Closer look here, just the strength and awareness there of Marwin Nilo, and then Herman doing well to fire across the goalkeeper, give his side the lead. Eastern Suburbs trying to hit back. A bit of a scramble here, wasn't it, Amy?
And again, the difference that I think the main difference I picked up on from the first half from East is they are trying to walk it into the net, as opposed to St George, who are happy to take a crack from range.
Yeah, well,
see if that
case
changes.
in point right here. Mitchell Herman played in by Jacob Fulop. That is a lovely strike into the bottom corner for his second goal of the game.
And two players linking up again for both goals shows the cohesion of the team, shows that they're obviously hungry for the win, as any team would be in the grand final, but just like we've mentioned, capitalising on those chances as they come. We'll see how that continues into this second half.
Western stand in the Suncorp starting to fill nicely. Looks like St George Willawong have certainly brought a decent following down with them this morning. Eastern Suburbs, whose ladies' side were here last year, of course. We'll just take another ad break here, but we're back with the second half very shortly, live at the Suncorp Stadium.
Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Welcome back to the Suncorp Stadium, second half about to get underway. And we can get the thoughts of our man on the sideline, James Coughlin. James, what have you made of it?
Well, guys, St George Willawong, 45 minutes away from completing the double. It's been a spectacular season for them. They were very eager for the second half, trying to get out as early as possible. Still waiting for East to come out, but I don't think the St George fans over to my left will mind. They're ready to party already. It's going to be a great second half. I'm looking forward to it. Back to you guys.
Thank you, James. As you mentioned, the St George Willawong players very quick to appear for this second half. Still awaiting Eastern Suburbs. What do you think the message will be from both coaches, Amy?
I think for St George, they'll probably just be told, keep doing what you're doing. As much as they were facing the majority of the pressure in the early stage of the half, when they've had the ball, they've made it count. So I think for East, the message may be, take your chances, you know? And it's very easy to say that, but they're piling the pressure on. It only needs one of them to come off and they're back in the game. So plenty of chances, no doubt, still to come in this 45, as we see them make their way out.
Thank you, Amy. The Eastern Suburbs making their way back onto the field.
So which side is the mind games from? Coming out early or coming out
well,
late?
Yeah. I guess we'll find out. Certainly the next goal is going to be crucial.
Absolutely. No doubt Nikola Popovic will be watching on with a keen eye, see if his colleagues can increase the margins and maybe give him a run out with a little less pressure.
Eastern Suburbs will get us underway in this second half. Going from right to left on your screen. If you've just joined us, you've missed quite the first half. St George Willawong leading 2-0. Both goals coming from their number 10, Mitchell Herman.
And we've got Lopez looking like he's switched over to the left for this second half.
Starting on the left-hand side, Orlando Lopez. He was beaten to it there by Deng Deng. He wins the throw in. Eastern Suburbs winning an early free kick. Rauweiler wanting to take that quickly, but Jack Powers just insisting that ball is taken back a yard or two. The layoff from Kant, and the shot coming in. I think Eastern Suburbs looks like they might have made a change.
Yep.
Bailey Ferguson, the youngster, 17 years old, is on. We'll let you know in due course who the player is who's made way, but Bailey Ferguson on for Eastern Suburbs in the second half. Made his NPL debut last year, just at the age of 16.
I'm wondering if it's Matt Mundy that he's replaced.
Could be, as Fuller breaks through, but the flag is up and goal will not stand. Flag quick to come up.
And although Bailey Ferguson saw that one come to nothing, it's a great sight to see them taking or having a crack early, hey? So Yango is the player who has departed.
Yes, Ibrahim Yango. So we pick up here with Larry Khan. He's crowded out in the end. Barnett doing well to win that off Jacob Fullock, who was having a look at the referee there. Jack Powers unmoved.
Lovely ball there from Lopez into Kant, but blocked well by
Kept
Deng
in
Deng.
by Deng as well. Barnett. Herman snapping at the heels. I think Rauweiler fought a little bit too much though, and the referee does agree. Melville to Siaki. Looks like it has been a double change for Eastern Suburbs. Ibrahim Yango and Jackson Rossi making way. We might have Arthur Bayos come on to that right-hand side. Murray Kant now to Barnett. Ferguson work it across now. A shot coming in from Bayo, but straight into the hands of Ashton Bonsall.
Yeah, and we're just seeing, we mentioned that Lopez looks to have switched this left side, but he's still getting plenty of the ball over on that far side as well, so he's obviously just wanting to make a menace of himself and be all over the pitch in this second half.
Arthur Bayo, the Eastern Suburbs substitute. He's been used as an impact substitute this season, does have 5 league goals to his name. And Siake getting into a spot above her, but coming away with the ball. Bayo, and they keep it alive. Referee playing the advantage. But then, great cover there from St George. Rauweiler striding forward. Bayor into the penalty area, has a bit of time here. Oh, and it's... Well, the offside flag is up. Oh, my goodness me. Eastern Suburbs spurning a great opportunity.
Kai Flemington and the friendly fire on the line meant that offside flag did go up.
Well, I want to see this again. Eastern Suburbs must have thought they pulled a goal back as Bale into the box. And it was Flemington, but it was Brauweiler on the line, knew he was in an offside position. The goal does not stand. We saw something in there, was it Brighton Man United game a couple of weeks ago where United had a goal chalked out in quite similar fashion. Eastern Suburbs. Now they have a man down. Emmanuel Misake, I think, is the player. Certainly Arthur Bayor making, well, proving to be the impact sub, Amy.
Absolutely, it was definitely a chance. St George had 2 players down while that spell of play was continuing, but obviously Eastern Suburbs keen to crack on with things and just, I mean, I'd be interested to see if that offside flag would have gone up had Brauweiler not got a touch on it, because still considered to be interfering in play potentially.
Would have been an interesting
I think he'd
one.
like to think it would have gone up even if he hadn't have touched it, to get him off the hook there. But yeah, I think Easts will be kicking themselves there with that one.
Right at the start of the second half would have been obviously the perfect time to get a goal back.
Promising signs though.
Absolutely, they're still very much in this contest. As we watch again, it's Bayor into the box, Flemington just into the heels of Brauweiler. And a let off there for St George. Again, looking to try and hit them on the break. Nilo giving chase. And Siake forced to put that into the, what's that, row B maybe? I don't know, but into those seats there.
It's empty, that's all that counts. Everyone's safe.
Someone has gone across to retrieve the ball. Herman to Bahamwa. Strong challenge coming in. Eastern Suburbs looking to break, and Flemington trying to get in behind here. Kai Flemington, he's got 2 players for company, including Umaru Sheriff, who marshals in very well indeed there.
Yeah, and the free kick is going the way of St George. Kai Flemington receiving the ball in space, but no Eastern Suburbs shirts with him for support, so a little bit of frustration there at the end, giving away that free kick, I suspect. Just watch on the replay. A little bit of ground to make up there, Umaru Sheriff, and yeah, I think just did enough there, didn't he, to put off Kai Flemington, who of course did hit the post in that first half, and then had a goal, well, prevented by his own teammate just a matter of minutes ago.
They'll want to forget about that one pretty quickly, I imagine.
Brauweiler winning the free kick. Barnett, Lopez. Brauweiler just dropping a bit deeper in this second half. Here he is now, a bit of a stray pass. Tidied up by Matt Mundy. Bale. Try and play in that switch. That's a good looking ball to find Orlando Lopez, but again, Deng. A good game.
Yeah, he read that well, just that first touch off Lopez.
Still no way through this St George Willawong defence for Eastern Suburbs. Lopez into Barnett. Fullock might be able to pick it up, but Mundy was across to cover. And Misake just stepping out of defence. A little bit of fancy footwork.
Don't often see that from a centre
half. No, not all the time. Oh, and he's given away there quite cheaply by Eastern Suburbs. Mitchell Herman Oh, and then
there's
a
shirt
blatant
volley
shirt pull there. I
didn't see
wonder
one.
if we might see any further action here from Jack Powers. I think he's just going to have a word with Mitchell Herman.
Yeah, I think it looked like it was a firm word. I think that might be his last chance for any of that business.
Mitchell Herman, of course, on a hat-trick with that first half double. Free kick Eastern Suburbs, in it comes a low one. It's away by Herman. Back with Matt Mundy, who's sort of back in his more familiar right-back berth now. Lay off by Nilo, looks for the return, but the pass is a heavy one. Back to Phil Zabex, who's quick to put Onasiake in motion. Lopez forced to check back. Eastern Suburbs looking to come forward. It's Bayor, and it's a superbly timed tackle there by Umaru Sheriff. And then Bayor bringing Sheriff down.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration setting in from East. They seem to be caught between the dilemma of they want to crack on and get that goal early, but also the patient play, maybe what they need to build up to it.
Just seeing Reda Al-Karabi, who's one of the Eastern Suburbs director of football, assisting Jim Bellis, also Conneal McGrady, the performance coach and physio. Should give him a mention, along with George Vorkus, who's a team manager and former director of junior coaching. Players like Laurie Kant have come through under his mentorship. Eastern Suburbs picking it up halfway with Barnett playing to Laurie Kant, still going. Eventually they might drop here for Kant across the face of goal, but the flag is up again to deny Eastern Suburbs.
Another good spell of pressure. If that had landed an inch the other side, may have been in with a chance. But again, good pressure, good build-up play from Easts.
I think the half-time changes that they've made certainly have had an impact, if not on the scoreline, but certainly on the balance of the game in this second half.
And even the way that they're setting themselves up in this second half, we're seeing Barnett setting himself up in defence but moving higher up the field as they attack, giving a bit of support to Lopez on this near side.
Still, they trail by 2-0 as we're almost at the hour mark here at the Suncorp Stadium, as Lopez plays it inside to Ferguson, onto Brauweiler. Out wide it goes to Bayor. Oh, and he's got the better there of the defender, but slipping at the crucial moment, and that sort of tells a story for Eastern Suburbs so far, Amy.
Absolutely. Again, seeing that space on either side, they've got plenty of room on the flanks to move into, and again, maybe overthinking it on that side.
Yeah, I don't think he'll want to see that one again. I don't think we can blame the pitch here for that one. It's in pretty decent nick.
It's been a very quick turnaround for this pitch from Thursday evening, but it's looking good.
Yeah, certainly we had the opportunity just to head down pitch side before the game, and immaculate surface here with that Brisbane Broncos game here. I think it was just Thursday evening.
We're not talking about that.
Not talking about that one, no. I think I might have a Broncos fan alongside me here. Of course, that heavy defeat to Melbourne Storm. Matters firmly on the round ball today. Lopez inside to Ferguson. Ferguson looking to put it back on his left foot. St. George Willawong just happy to get those two banks of four in front of the ball. Done a pretty good job so far. It's into Flemington. Maybe we're going to see a substitute soon from St George Willawong. I think might be Danny Jidic in conversation with one of his substitutes there on the far side. Can't quite make out who it is, but maybe a first change coming up for St George. Can't. Into Barnett. Played in short, gets a return pass. Nice little layoff. And the shot just fizzes wide.
And I was wondering if that had taken a sneaky deflection on the way through, but referee points for a goal kick. It's promising though from Easts.
Nice goal kick.
And that was more like De Bruyne. That was the De Bruyne range.
That certainly
That's
was,
where we want to
yes,
see
again.
it.
And here's a change for St George Willawong. It's number 17. Jordan Davey, who makes way. I think this might be Fiston Chungu.
Yeah.
Number 44 coming on. Joined the club from Ipswich Knights. He was actually voted their player of the season last year. Hard-working midfielder. I think the instruction to him will just be keep snapping away and just putting the pressure on Eastern Suburbs as they try and find a way back into this game.
Absolutely, especially with the fresh legs of Bailey Ferguson and the young fresh legs of Bailey Ferguson in the middle of the park alongside him.
Bayo, I think he was looking for a free kick, and yes, Jack Powers does agree. To have player down on that far side. I did talk about the Eastern Suburbs coaching staff. Is only right that I mentioned the great work done by the St George Willawong team, of course led by Danny Jidic, head coach. He's been assisted by John Fennick and Robert Pekoski. Danny Dimitrov is the team manager, and actually his son Stefan is amongst the St George Willawong substitutes for this one.
And it's a bit of cramp that we've got on the pitch.
A bit of cramp.
This again maybe the weather.
Freddie Bahumwa.
I wonder if they've got any pickle juice on the side for him, Adam.
Well, he's back on his feet. Is that what the cure is for cramp, Amy? Oh, that's a new one for me.
Unfortunately it is, yes.
Okay, you're speaking from experience.
It's as pleasant as it sounds.
Right. Free kick taken, in it comes. Brauweiler! Eastern Suburbs have one back!
And what a way to get back in the game, popping up with a header. Brauweiler, who of course was on the line to interfere with that attempt from Kai Flemington.
Well, he's come up trumps this time. That was a fine header by Marvin Brauweiler. As we watch on the replay, lovely delivery. Brauweiler rising highest. Bonsall got a hand on it. Couldn't keep it out. Eastern Suburbs have a goal back.
And it was almost like they caught St George by surprise with how quick that was as play resumed, but take nothing away from them. It was a quality finish.
Fine header by the German. And we certainly have a grand final on our hands.
8 league goals for the German.
I wonder if he scored at a venue as grand as this before.
He
Play
has
some
now.
club football in Germany. Free kick comes in, and easy one for Phil Zabax, who hasn't had a lot to do this second half.
He's been a little bit of a spectator, but the perk of the job is you can never switch off in that position.
Lovely control by Laurie Cant, and then was he checked?
Referee
There's a long
says
look
no.
at the referee. Jack Powers didn't see it the same way.
Is this a little spring in the step of Easts that we've got after that goal?
Well, they have made a fine start to this second half, and they got their reward with that Marvin Brauweiler header. Barrett taking the free kick. Bonsall has kicked into touch. Those Eastern Suburbs fans sound like they're really up for it now, their side with a goal back, looking for an equaliser.
Yeah, and this is where Bonsall's just got to regain his composure. Obviously peppered by a bit of pressure in that first half, and now having conceded, he'll be wanting those nerves to settle again.
Barnett back to Melville, all the way back to Phil Zabax. Midway point in the second half, taken down nicely there by Laurie Kant. Flemington holding it up, winning the throw in.
Here is that opportunity for some pickle juice.
Yep, here we go. It's midway point of the second half, and we'll just stop for a quick drink break. It's a warm day, not warm as last weekend, but certainly on this big pitch it'll be energy sapping, and players just taking on some fluids now. Actually the match officials as well, as we just see that offside goal. Kai Flemington, Brauweiler on the line.
To the head.
But then certainly making amends here. Great leap there from Brauweiler, and the power on the header. Too hot to handle for Ashton Bonsall.
Yeah, he's done well there, under pressure from two defenders. He's obviously got the height, and he's risen well to nod that one into the back of the net. And the drinks break, of course, gives an opportunity for a few instructions from the sideline.
Yeah, both benches have been quite animated in this second half. Double change from Eastern Suburbs, and then Tristan Chungu coming on for St George Willawong just before that Brauweiler header actually. More to play for, of course. If there is an equaliser, we will have extra time here at the Suncorp, and then if they still can't be separated, penalty kicks.
I was going to say, who doesn't love a penalty shootout, but I do not love a penalty shootout, so it's not good for my nerves.
Not indeed. A couple of famous penalty shootouts at this stadium throughout the years.
Yeah, probably not good for the nerves of the other teams who are getting set to play here today.
Of course,
as well.
yes. Gold Coast Knights and North Lakes United getting ready for their grand final after this one. There's a free kick, goes away as St George. Bailey Ferguson not happy with that decision. Looking for Deng, rises highest. Into the box, and Siake doing well. Haven't really seen too much from St George as an attacking force this second half.
Yeah, I think they've been sitting back protecting that lead, and we've seen Deng there, who's
Look at Laurie
stayed down.
Khan just striding through and surely brought down there, but no, says Jack Powers. Well, I thought for all my life that looked like Laurie Khan had just been body checked there as he strode through. Anyway, play continues. Eastern Suburbs with Bayor on the far side, getting the better of Bahumwa. Still going.
And a bit of concern here for Deng, who's still down. I've seen him try and get up twice while that spell of play was progressing, and both times he's had a shake of the head and straight back on the deck. So hopefully this treatment will be enough, but it wasn't looking good as he tried to get to his feet.
Nice physio out to attend to Deng, who's had a fine match. Like you say, it doesn't look too good for him, does it? Just
it's not looking very comfortable there. Although again, looks like it's a spot of cramp.
He's certainly covered a lot of ground St George, number 20. Just have some NPL experience with Redlands United.
Now, it was a set piece, Adam, when we returned to play following the previous spell of cramp, so we'll see if East can replicate that, hey?
And Deng Deng just getting back onto his feet now, albeit gingerly, and just hobbling his way off to the sideline. Eastern Suburbs ready to take this corner. Looks like that could be the end of the game there for Deng. We'll wait and see on that one. Eastern Suburbs lining up this corner. Swung in. Might drop here for Bailey Ferguson, but gets that one wrong, and it's skywards rather than goalwards.
Yeah, just couldn't quite get his laces over the top of that one. The youngster, he's looked promising since coming on though.
He's done well.
He's lively.
As I mentioned, made his NPL debut at the age of 16, so clearly a lot of faith in him.
And progressing into the NPL next season, having players of that age and that quality can only be promising, and something no doubt they want to hold on to.
Bayor now coming across to this left-hand side.
Promising news for St George is Deng Deng's having a little run on this
It looks
side.
like he might be over whatever that initial problem was, whether it was a spot of cramp, and now is asking if he can make his way back onto the pitch, being made to wait for now. His side can win it back. Tristan Chungu charging through the centre, and that's great cover there from that man Bailey Ferguson.
Great confidence at the back to turn away under pressure.
Worked out to the far side. Still going, but just showed a little bit too much of that, Orlando Lopez. And now St George Willawong with a chance to attack, but again, Bailey Ferguson providing the cover. Can Bayor retrieve this one? He can. We haven't got the St George player down, but back on to their feet. Wouldn't surprise me if we do see another substitute.
Something about this surface. We've seen plenty of
Possibly.
cramp in the
Ball
NRL.
comes in, and it was Sheriff again with the intervention as the cross is played into the back post. It goes beyond Bayor, who will scamper across to keep it in. Eastern Suburbs searching for this equaliser. Ferguson, the goal scorer, Brauweiler, lines it up on the right boot. Oh, he's clipped the bar! So unlucky there from Marvin Brauweiler.
What an attempt that was. He's definitely keen to make up for that earlier error on the line. He's done that with his header, and that one would have been a cracker.
Oh, just inches away there from finding an Eastern Suburbs equaliser. I think Bonsall would have got there. And they've hit the post in the first half, and now they've hit the crossbar in the second period. Marvin Barweiler coming ever so close to his second goal. As we see a couple of substitutions for St George Willawong. Lachlan Sharma, number 4. Number 16 is Danilo Kovakovic, who came on as a substitute here last year for Wynnum Wolves. So he knows what the Suncorp's all about.
And making his way back from injury, what a way to get some more minutes under your belt.
Eastern Suburbs looking to come forward, but Deng now back on the pitch and able to make the interception, but Bayor can burst into the box, to the byline, cut back, and eventually it's away by Ethan Smith. We watch on the replay, Bayor to the byline, couldn't find a black jersey. And out for an Eastern Suburbs corner.
The Eastern Suburbs fans have got their own opinions on some of these players going down for cramp.
Quite clear where they stand on that one.
We're all armchair critics when we're sat here in the comfort of our seats, aren't we?
We certainly are, and I think they might actually be signalling for a change here. We'll wait and see what happens. I think St George might be forced into another substitution just moments after making that double change. I think it might be Deng Deng, who's obviously still feeling the effects.
Absolutely, yeah. He came back to life on this near side nicely, but now he's
just
sliding himself off the pitch.
Off to the sideline. So some more activity on the St George Willawong bench. Again, Eastern Suburbs being made to wait for this corner.
Number 4 coming on. Sharma for Deng.
Lachlan Sharma, centre-back of Fijian heritage. He was a man who was sent off quite early in that round 21 win. It was for denying a goal-scoring opportunity. Looks like Jacob Fullock might be making his way to the sideline as well. Number 39, Stefan Dimitrovic, the youngster getting his chance after injuries to Darcy Pearson and Alex Simmons. He'll be on for this final, 13 minutes or so, but I'm sure we'll have a few stoppages as the corner is taken to the near post, headed away, retrieved by Laurie Kant, and it comes from him. Good looking cross, and Barrett just happy just to flick that one out for a corner on the far side.
Yeah, there's a nice in-swing on it, that cross.
Just playing it into that little corridor of uncertainty, and Ben Barrett just being forced just to knock that out for a corner. And it comes again from Eastern Suburbs. And that's a good one for Ashton Bonsall, who's happy just to eat up a few seconds and just collapse on the ball. Just give his defence some breathing space. And then almost a loose throw that Flemington tried to seize upon. St George Willawong, they've had to defend for large parts of this second half, but crucially they're still leading by 2-1. We're going to head down and hear from James Coughlin, who's on the sideline. Over to you, James.
Well, guys, fatigue is definitely starting to set in for both sets of players on the pitch. Well, it's getting quite heated between the benches too. The nerves that are coming in for the final 10 or so minutes really causing some blow-ups from both coaching benches, as well as St George tries to hold on. And East, those halftime changes do seem to have made a bit of a difference, but I think they've been left frustrated by the missed chances they've had in the first half.
Thank you, James. Sounds like the temperature rising on the benches, not just the mercury as well.
Yeah, and I think James has summed it up nicely there in terms of you've got to get those missed chances out of your head. You can kind of see that seeping in to the play a little in terms of the frustration, but there's still, what are we at, 78, 79 minutes, as we've seen in the semi-finals.
Yep.
You don't need much time.
That's right, of course. St George Willawong with those that late drama in their semi-final against Logan Lightning. And Sponsel can just hack that one away. Helped on by Wilson. Back to Phil Zabex, who's been a relative spectator for most of this second half. Barnett just checking back to Melville. Now Brauweiler tries to switch it, but Mundy does ever so well there and gets his side onto the front foot, but it's given away and picked up by Chungu. Brauweiler. Barnett. Bayor trying to hold off the attentions of Sheriff.
Yeah, Bayor and Lopez again, just with a switch of sides, so keeping St George Willawong guessing.
Ferguson finding Mundy and into Orlando Lopez. Ferguson again. It's Flemington. Again they run into a sea of red shirts. Maybe guilty of being a little bit too intricate at times, possibly, Amy.
Yeah, and I think we had a chat about this at half-time in terms of the difference between Easts and St George in that sense exactly. I think Easts are trying to string passes together, which is important, but when you're getting into these latter stages of the game, maybe some of those bigger passes are what they need to look for. They're getting the space again, Lopez.
Again, yes, here comes Lopez. Cuts onto the right boot, goes down under the tackle of Josh Wilson and wins a free kick in a promising area here, about 25 yards out or so.
And Herman has just gone over for some pickle juice. I told you.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah, looks like he might be hobbling a little bit there, Mitchell Herman, but I think they're just going to need him to...
He'll be right in 30 seconds. Watch
See,
it.
okay.
It'll work its magic. He might be a bit sick, but he'll be fine.
Well, when you're on a hat-trick at the Suncorp, I guess that's an incentive to stay on the pitch as well. Laurie Kant will take this free kick, goes for goal,
Oh!
post! Oh, so unfortunate.
The post and the crossbar seeing a little too much action in this second half for East Liking. It was a cracker of a strike.
Well, if Eastern Suburbs do end up losing this grand final, they're going to look back on those moments, aren't they? And Laurie Kant just coming ever so close there. I think he tried to catch out Bonsall at his near post, and you watch on the replay, just a bend on that.
And again, living up to his nickname, hey? How De Bruyne-esque was
De Bruyne-esque, you can see why he's been given that title by his teammates.
It's another one he's got to get out of his mind, though.
Coming up to the 83rd minute, plus stoppages here at the Suncorp. Sheriff gets it back. Now they've worked it out to this far side. A rare foray forward by St George Willawong, and they win themselves a corner.
Yeah, Herman involved in there once again, just with the build-up.
It was Danilo Kovacevic who put the cross in. It was actually him who put the cross in for the winner against Logan Lightning in that semi-final for Marwin Nilo. Ethan Smith across to take this corner.
Be interested to see if these players would have 30 minutes left in them with the cramp that we're seeing.
That's a good point, yeah. So corner's taken near post and they'll get another go. Yeah, of course, St George Willawong might have used their full complement of substitutes. So it would be interesting how another 30 minutes or so would it impact that as the corner is swung in and over and out.
Yeah, the former Lions man between the sticks, Zabak's happy to see that one sail over. We creep into the final 6 minutes of normal time. What have East's got in their back pocket here, Adam?
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? They've come ever so close this second half. You'd like to think they've probably got another chance or two up their sleeve. There's been some real dogged defending by St George Willawong. At the moment, as it stands, they will be the FQPL 1 Men's Grand Final champions. Lopez, all the way back to Siake. Melville. Barnett, and Lopez has a little bit of space here and can try and run at the St George defence again. We see him cut inside. Still going. Bayers on the far side, and the flag is up. Well, yeah, the St George defence were quick to raise their arms, and the assistant referee on the far side agreeing.
And now there'll just be another frustration for East at this stage in the game. Should be keeping that line.
Look here, I mean, it's right on the line there, isn't he? I mean, I don't know if he's really got any excuse for being offside there. You can see the defensive line.
Absolutely.
Header from Brauweiler, flick on from Kant. Flemington giving chase. Sheriff launches it forward. Header comes in from Melville. Back again. Out to Lopez. It's a tricky one for him to keep in, and goes for a St George throw-in taken by Sheriff. Herman. Looking for Nilo, looking to hold off the attentions of Onasiake, who does well. Can get his side on the attack as Brauweiler plays a lovely pass there to Lopez. St George defence having to scramble back, still going Lopez, but runs into Dimitrovic, back helping out his defence. And the tackles are starting to fly in now, and tempers getting flared, and we've got a bit for Jack Powers to sort out here. And it's a bit of a melee in there. And we don't want to see these scenes, and we'll see what action Jack Powers is going to take, but both benches involved. James Coughlin had mentioned it. It had got quite heated between the benches.
Yeah, there's a bit of work for Jack Powers and his colleagues to do here. Not only the 22 on the pitch getting involved there, unfortunately, which is always a shame to see. But there are those frustrations boiling over.
Well, the officials getting together now. Blake Vuxen, the fourth official, onto the pitch. Let's see what action Jack Powers is going to take. It was a bit of a free-for-all.
We knew that Popovic was going to have a run in some sense. We just thought it might be celebrating a goal.
The officials still in discussion here. Looks like calm has been restored, but Jack Powers might want to take further action here. Still waiting for the decision. It wouldn't surprise me if there might be a red. Well, certainly I can see the yellow card in his hand there. Still we wait.
It's always a tricky one for the officials to manage when there's so many bodies involved.
Brauweiler's
There we
called
go.
across his back pocket, and it's
Straight for the red.
a red card for the goal scorer. Well, Marvin Brauweiler's afternoon, ending with a red card. Straight down the tunnel, just waiting to see if there might be anyone joining him.
I'd be very surprised if that's the only card we see from that melee.
Eastern Suburbs down to 10. Now, Powers making his way across to the sideline. Notebook in hand. What we're going to see happen here. In the meantime, Barnett is off. The 16, Jamie Davies, on in his place. A bit of confusion here as to what might be happening. I think it will be an Eastern Suburbs free kick. Looks like that might be the only action. Well, we're going to stop again. Crowd getting frustrated. In fact, now the free kick going the way of St George Willawong. I just wonder how much added on time we're going to have after that. Already into the past the 90-minute mark. So Eastern Suburbs down to 10. The goal scorer Marvin Brauweiler.
And we've got 10 minutes on the board,
10
Adam.
minutes on the board. Wow, you don't see that very often, do you? So,
Are we at Old Trafford all of a sudden?
well, plenty of time for Eastern Suburbs to find an equaliser, but they're going to have to do it with 10 players. Bale trying to wriggle his way through. Still going and winning the free kick.
Feeling that we're in for a feisty final 10 here.
Well, just watching the replay here, it was nice. I think it's having a little kick maybe. The St George players were down, and then it was just, well, all in. There's a free kick, great save, Bonsall, and he gathers a rebound. Oh, what a big moment there. Ashton Bonsall with the save.
It was a lovely header from, I believe, Jamie Davies, who's just come on.
Just come on, the substitute.
Oh no, my apologies, it was Matt Melville. He's got the armband
Yes,
on.
Melville with the stooping header, and Bonsall making the save and grabbing the rebound. Ferguson. Eastern Suburbs throwing everything at it. Still have about 7 or 8 minutes left of added on time. Cross swung in. Header from Kant and just too far ahead of Flemington. Bale unable to keep that in, out for a St George free kick.
I imagine Bonsall's going to be in no rush to get this underway.
Goal kick taken by Bonsall, only as far as Ferguson. Won back well by Chungu. Still going, Fiston Chungu does well. And now St George. I think they'll settle for a throw in, but actually goes the way of Eastern Suburbs, much to their astonishment. And those fans there behind the dugout. And then a free kick and a yellow card shown to Ethan Smith. Not be 100%, it's a Bit of a crazy finale to this one.
Josh Wilson, perhaps.
Wilson, certainly a yellow card has been shown. Out to Bayer. Mundy inside to Ferguson. Oh, lovely return pass, but Mundy couldn't get it under his spell, and Chungu can clear halfway, and Nilo will give chase. And he's still going. Nilo into the box. Can he settle it here? Saved by Zabak. And Suburbs can get it away. They'll come again. Herman. Sheriff gets a 1-2. And Zabaks. Well, he kept his side alive there. Marwin Nilo bursting through. Couldn't find the shot to beat Phil Zabaks.
He's made his presence known for the majority of this game, Nilo. He's a strong player.
Flemington. Played inside to Bailey Ferguson. Ferguson striding forward, goes down, wins a free kick. St George Willawong with yet another set piece to defend. Just wondered if we might see the goalkeeper head forward, but there's still maybe, well, at least 4 minutes left on this one. And it goes again. Headed away by Smith. I want to see RK will get there ahead of Nilo. Hear a few whistles, I'm guessing, from the St George fans. Maybe they want full time, as neat little turn there from Davies.
I think Eastern Suburbs fans will be happy for the refs' watch to stop working at this stage.
Free kick, won again. Eastern Suburbs in a hurry. Davies wanted to take it quickly. Laurie can't, it's a little bit further out than that last one, but not too dissimilar from when he struck that near post earlier in the second half. This time it's clipped in and and it's gone in! Eastern Suburbs equalise in injury time. The 10 men of Eastern Suburbs level it up. Matt Mundy looks like he's receiving the congratulations. Not sure who got the final touch. But in the 98th minute, Eastern Suburbs conjure up an equaliser.
We're going to need more pickle juice, Adam.
And there it was, Matt Mundy steaming in at the far post to force it home. Late drama here at the Suncorp Stadium. Eastern Suburbs with an equaliser after 98 minutes. And we are heading for extra time.
Well, St George were on the other end of the drama in their semi-final, getting the last gasp winner. And now here we are, 2-2, 98 minutes played. Couple of minutes of added time to go.
Well, Matt Mundy, he's seen some late drama here before at the Suncorp Stadium back in that A-League Grand Final. He's just written his own chapter as it's Mundy back there defending. But then we know this St George team, they like to leave it late too, don't they? So, oh, what a grand final we have had here. Oh, and he's going to the pocket again, the referee. It's a yellow card.
Ethan Smith, the skipper.
Ethan Smith into the book. Well, from what was a fairly tepid first half, certainly hasn't been the case in this second period.
Absolutely.
A flurry of cards. Eastern Suburbs down to 10 players, but managing to grab an equaliser through Matt Mundy. And now they've got a chance to get it into the box again. Here it comes. Not a good one, straight to Herman. Picked up by Kant. Here he is again. Options in the middle. It's Bayor stretching every sinew, but unable to get on the end of that one as we approach the 100-minute mark. And in fact, that is full time here. Catch your breath, grab your pickle juice. We are going to have 30 minutes of extra time. Amy, try and sum that up.
Well, I can see we've got the FQPL women's teams both warming up on the bylines, and I think they may have to just rethink their routine because we've got 30 minutes left to go. It certainly heated up. It got scrappy in the second half. We had extra time for players going down with cramp, so they're going to have to dig deep here.
Yeah, I just wonder, I mean, noticeably a lot of St George Willawong players were going down with cramp, maybe feeling the effects maybe a bit more than the Eastern Suburbs players. They've got 30 minutes to obviously negotiate, but they do it with that man advantage, crucially.
Absolutely, and football's a funny game here. You run off the pitch after 90 minutes feeling like you've got an empty tank, but then when the grand final trophy's on the line, you often find it from somewhere, so I think they'll regroup, return for this spell of extra time, and well, they've got no choice. Dig deep.
Yeah, both teams now at their respective benches. Just see our team of officials. I think they might just be in talks with the Suncorp security team there, maybe, given the aftermath of that little melee we had, which resulted in the red card to Marvin Brauweiler, who of course got Eastern Suburbs back on track with that header after 64 minutes, before Matt Mundy charging in at the far post to force the ball past Bonsall.
And this is it, hey. This is why we call it the beautiful game. Man sent off, 2-1 down, find the equaliser from somewhere, and now they've got another 30 minutes to play with one man disadvantage.
You just wonder how much that will play a part in this next 30 minutes. Players have literally given it everything, and they've got to find some reserves now to get through another 30 minutes and possibly penalty kicks. Just the North Lakes team and Gold Coast Knights making their way past us. That game looking like it might be delayed. I think Amy and I will be bringing you that one when it does finally get underway.
Miss out on a chance to lie down and recoup after this game, Adam.
Yeah.
There's been so much drama.
Yeah, I'm feeling like I played 90 minutes myself. God knows how these players are feeling. Well, what a grand final we've been treated to, and we've still got 3 more games to come. And of course, the Mitre Festival of Football kicking off in some style.
And similarly to when they came out after half-time, St George Willawong pretty much looking set and ready to go, just waiting for Easts and the officials to get in place. Security, as you say, sticking around on the pitch, I see. I wonder why.
Yeah, hopefully we don't get a repeat of those scenes that we had earlier, but let's keep the action onto the field, please. There's the Serbian flags flying. Yeah, I think we need a ball. That would help. Still we have the ball, please. World-class venue. Perhaps if we do have a football. All right, so Eastern Suburbs getting us underway for this first half of extra time. If you've just joined us, scores tied 2 apiece. Eastern Suburbs with a man down, forcing extra time. That Matt Mundy goal in the 98th minute. And away we go. Headed away by Sheriff.
is where that one-man advantage has to be capitalised on for St George Willawong. In theory, there should be plenty of space opening up for them.
I'm not sure if Eastern Suburbs have gone to 3 at the back. Matt Mundy just tucking in as that right centre back.
Look that way. Ethan Smith just sitting in that holding position just in front, perhaps.
Cleared by Bonsall, but will go for a throw-in. Here is Ferguson, who's been very impressive since coming on as that half-time substitute. Looks like he's got a bright future ahead of him. Into the feet of Mundy. It's a little layoff and has a go with the left boot. Oh, and it's tipped over by Bonsall. Matt Mundy coming close to his second goal. Denied by the fingertips of Ashton Bonsall.
And they've started the way that they finished, hey, piling that pressure on.
Yeah, you wouldn't think they were a player down. Penny for the thoughts of Marvin Brauweiler, of course, who's back in the locker room. Corner taken. Headed away to the edge of the box. Picked up by Kovakovic. Gets a return pass back. One of the Eastern Suburbs substitutes. And here's another, Bailey Ferguson. Doing well again and into the penalty area. Cut back and the header is over. As we just watch that replay there, and Ashton Bonsall, fine save there to deny Matt Mundy. Header from Mundy.
He's still enjoying a good spell of possession.
They've certainly enjoyed the lion's share of possession during this game, and there's a loose pass there, and Smith can clear to Mitchell Herman, whose 2 goals seem like a very long time ago now. Of course, St George Willawong had that 2-0 lead in the first half, both coming from the left boot of Mitchell Herman for Eastern Suburbs. Struck back first through Marvin Brauweiler, who was later shown a red card, and then that late equaliser from Matt Mundy after 98 minutes to give us extra time. The ball is looking for Chungu, but out it goes for a throw in.
St George look like they're happy to just let Easts advance.
Just happy to soak it up at the minute as the ball was played through by Kovakovic. Eastern Suburbs asking all the questions as it's ball dealt with very well by Tristan Chungu. Gets it back from Bonsall. Played down the line, and Siake will get there ahead of Kovakovic. We've got 2 Kovakovic's on the pitch at the moment. We have Danilo for St George and Daniel for Eastern Suburbs, just to try and confuse the commentary team.
Keep us on our toes.
Chungu. It comes low cross and it's cleared away. St George Willawong come again. Herman into Chungu, he's held up, and which way is that going to go? It's going to go the way of Eastern Suburbs.
It's a calm start to this extra time first half period.
Haven't quite seen the fireworks that we had in the end of the second half.
I say that tentatively.
The old commentator's curse there, Amy.
Never.
Flemington. Flemington again. Now Melville. Davies has come short. Just moving it from left to right, maybe just trying to tire those St George Willawong players further. Here's Mundy. Eastern Suburbs probing into Flemington, tries to hook that one on, but he's actually kept in there on the far side. Ferguson. One back well. Daly Ferguson again. He'd have to be a contender for man of the match, actually, I'd say, but maybe come to that one later. Here's Bayor. Again, another substitute who's made a great impact, and he gets the cross in.
Yeah, anyone would have had their money on Herman in
Yeah.
as we headed into the sheds for half-time, but you're right,
Absolutely.
Bailey Ferguson has looked very, very much up for this as he's come on.
Incredibly assured, belying his 17 years. Bayor just running that one out for a goal kick. And we're at the halfway point of the first half of added on time.
For those of you who are tuning in for the FQPL match after this, that one will be obviously pushed back
Here
slightly.
come Eastern Suburbs now. It's Laurie Khan into the box, still going and scoring! Eastern Suburbs from 2-0 down, lead 3-2 at the Suncorp.
And the celebration is stretching out the cramp, because that's the theme of the half. There we go.
Wow, as we watch again, dancing through the defence and then firing it past Aston Bonsall. Laurie can't, but he certainly can.
You've been dying for that one all game.
Yeah, the 10 men of Eastern Suburbs.
And again, what a
Got it
way
back.
to stamp your presence on the game, because we've seen some scrappy football, we've seen the frustration building, but that was a quality goal.
Yeah, the man, we've said it a few times, but that was De Bruyne-esque, wasn't it?
It
You
was.
can see why he's got that monkey S. So St George Willawong have got to come up with something here. Oh, and they might do. And it's almost squeezed through to Mitchell Herman.
Laurie Cant doesn't like penalty shootouts either. He's saying, let's just get this done.
Let's get it done, yeah.
You certainly cannot take your eye off this one. St George now coming forward on this near side.
It is Fiston Chungu being held up by Arthur Bayor. Looking for the free kick there, but nothing doing. Smith. Played into the feet of Nilo. Looking to turn away and looking again for that link up like with the second goal for Mitchell Herman, and there's an Eastern Suburbs player down, but play is going to continue as the ball's played over the top, and Bonsall has to get there, but it's dropped here for Flemington, who puts it in, but the goal will not stand because Jack Powers had already signalled for treatment. Looks like he's in some trouble here, doesn't it? Is it Matt Melville? And the number 5 who's down there. Lovely goal from Flemington, got to say. He took it well. He did. Had a lot to do there.
That's why you should always play to the whistle.
Well, this is a grand final that will live long in the memory. St George Willawong, 2 goals to the good at half-time. As we just watch Larry Can't all the way through, and then he just lost his footing at the last second, but actually it might have worked in his favour.
Yeah, I think
Just the
Kai
outside of the
Flemington
boot.
was ready to take it off his toes if needed, but Laurie Cant was very, very keen to keep that one himself. St George Willawong looking a little deflated as Zabak signals to the bench there that they are going to need a
This
substitution
doesn't look good for
Matt Melville.
Matt Melville, former Western Pride centre-half. St George Willawong, whatever happens, it's a remarkable story for this club. Formed in 2010, they will be playing NPL football next season. Remarkable story. And as we've said, they do like a bit of late drama themselves. The Saints.
This is how the pendulum swings in our beautiful game.
Well, it's not sure if they're going to need a stretcher here for Matt Melville. Still receiving treatment. I can tell you, a 1:45 p.m. kickoff now for the FQPL 1 women's game between Gold Coast Knights and North Lakes.
Assuming this doesn't go to penalties, and then we may have another update for you.
Yeah, Matt Melville just being helped off to the side of the pitch.
And he does already have that left knee pretty heavily strapped, so it could be that it's a knock on an existing injury. It's never nice to see players when they have to be supported off, but they are going to have to make a change here. And this will be a test of the mentality and a test of the character for the teams in the game yet to come as well, hey, as they get prepped on the sideline.
Being made to wait. I think we might be seeing Nate Taylor, who is the Eastern Suburbs number 17. Here he is. The fullback joined the club last year from Rochdale Rovers. It's his chance at the Suncorp. Looks like he's going to slot in on the right-hand side of that defence. Jack Powers is instructing Bonsall to take that ball back a few yards. It's been a long game, guys.
Yeah, I think the referee signalled that there was a handball in the build-up to that Kai Flemington disallowed goal, so
yep,
just on the edge of the 18-yard box.
That's the header. Now we have an Eastern Suburbs player down. The goal scorer, I think.
Laurie Cant.
He's back on his feet.
We're going to have extra time on our extra time here, Adam.
Of course, yeah, 10 minutes didn't we have at the end of the second half, in which Matt Mundy forced home that equaliser. Won back well by Chungu. And now St George might try and build through Nilo, but look how quick Emmanuel Onisiake was. He's had a good game in the heart of the Eastern Suburbs defence there, the number 2.
He's had a great game, and now on this near side we've got Arthur Bayor down. I was going to say the fans are getting their money's worth, getting a bit of extra minutes, but not a lot of it is actually with football played at the moment, unfortunately.
Yeah, dropping like flies, although certainly don't blame them given the energy sapping conditions.
We are very comfortable up here in our shady commentary spot.
We are indeed. So again, both physios have earned their money. Just the 3 minutes of added on time at the end of this first half of extra time.
I just hope these physios have got the Garmin's on so they're getting all the steps up, you know.
That's right.
Every step counts.
If it's his back there, Arthur Bale, he's getting some treatment.
Described as an impact sub, and I think we can certainly corroborate that today.
Yeah, he's been used as a joker this season, and yeah, certainly made a big impact since coming on as that half-time introduction. Back onto his feet. He's just being asked to make his way to the sideline. Eastern Suburbs temporarily down to 9 players.
Be interesting to have an insight into the mind of Nikola Popovic at this stage of the game. Can't be easy to watch anyway, regardless, but obviously even harder looking at the scoreline. Taking nothing away, of course, from Ashton Bonsall, because it's been quality goals that have pressured him.
Nothing he could really do with any of those Eastern Suburbs goals, and did make a fine fingertip save as well, didn't he, right at the start of this extra time period to deny Matt Mundy. Forward from Barrett. A drop here for Chungu. Chungu getting away and then going down. Gets back up, he's still going, goes down again. He's back up, he goes down again. And Eastern Suburbs get it away, my goodness me.
Try and try again.
That's right, if first you don't succeed, try again. Jack Powers perfectly placed to make a decision. Another minute or so of added on time here. First half of extra time. Eastern Suburbs looking for a fourth.
The referee is keen for things to continue. Get on with it,
yeah,
he
get on with it is the cry.
He's got places to be today too.
Good touch by Nilo. Siake and Herman. George Willawong trying building through Fiston Chungu. The ball is long, looking for Nilo. He's adjudged to have upended the Eastern Suburbs defender.
Yeah, I think it was a little arm in the back there, right in front of the referee's line of sight. Don't really think that was necessary.
Just seconds left in this first half. I imagine this could be the last action, as we just see on the replay there, the foul by Nilo. Play continuing. And there it is. Half time in extra time at the Suncorp Stadium. And Eastern Suburbs, through that solo goal from Laurie Kant, leading by 3-2 after being 2 goals down at half time. And just taking a well-earned drinks break. Wow. What's to come, Amy? What do you reckon for this second half?
Who knows? I'm not brave enough to make any predictions for this second 15 minutes. But I mean, like we've just seen, that's all it takes, eh? So St George Willawong are not out of this yet. They've got the man advantage.
They do have that man advantage after the sending off of Marvin Brauweiler.
And we talked a fair bit ahead of that third goal for East about the frustration that they were experiencing when they were behind in the scoreline. So now St George Willawong need to find the same mentality, turn that frustration into chances.
One thing you can be sure of, this St George team will give it absolutely everything.
And yet again we see them getting set up.
Yeah, they're ready first, ready to go. And a huge 15 minutes or so to come.
Are you a fan of the shootout, Adam?
Oh, I don't. Well, we're both English, aren't we? I think people have probably gathered that. Penalty shootouts, yeah, a bit of a love-hate relationship with them, to be honest. What about yourself?
Not my favourite way to settle a game. I'd rather do without if we can.
Used to do them in the American football, didn't they? MLS, where they used to run from the halfway line one-on-one and try and score. I just thought that was an interesting way of doing it.
I don't think any of these players want to be running that
No,
far.
they don't, do they? No,
After
to be fair.
120 minutes.
That's a very good point. Well, as it stands, Eastern Suburbs will be lifting that trophy in about 15 minutes or so, unless St George Willawong can yet again come up with some late drama. And they immediately try and launch an attack on the CRK as a cross, and Nilo does well to win the throw in right next to the corner flag. Mitchell Herman is a cross. Let's see, line up the long one. In it comes. Headed away. Come back to Herman here. Wilson getting the ball, lays it off. Popov giving away, and Ferguson turning away from Popov.
And Easts again finding themselves in a bit of space somehow. And
lovely back heel from Ferguson. And then Jamie Davies unable to thread that through ball to Bayor. Wilson again. Forward it goes from Wilson. Dealt with by on the CRK, and the flag is up. I think Nilo might have been in an offside position. Forward by Kovakovic. And look at the effort there from Bayor, being held up on the far side by Chungu, snapping away at his heels, too much so in the eyes of Jack Powers. Eastern Suburbs free kick.
yeah, just a little bit of frustration again. Setting it in off on that far side from St George.
A very similar position to where they got the goal back through Brauweiler, who of course is not on the pitch anymore, having been sent off. Flemington is in there and Laurie can't, and all the way through and taken by Bonsall. Popov. And now Nilo. Again, it's CRK across to make that challenge. Herman being helped back to his feet. Throw-in taken by Popov. Wilson goes down into the challenge, nothing given.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a few players running on fumes at the moment, so looking for free kicks where there aren't any. Understandably so.
Just happy just to get that ball forward there and Bonsall across. Pop off to Sheriff.
It's a nice first time ball.
Long diagonal ball, and Eastern Suburbs players getting in the way of each other there as Nick Taylor eventually looking it out for a throw-in. In it comes, Nilo the target. And eventually, Zabax.
Yeah, and I think it just fell behind the eye line of Nilo there, so not able to get anything too comfortable on that or too convincing.
Yeah, game almost being played at a walking pace at time, which you can fully understand. Oh, and a little coming together there between Sheriff and Flemington. To their credit, both players just getting on with it.
And to the relief of Jack Powers, I think.
I'm sure, yes. And possibly the Sun Cup security team.
They've gone for their lunch, haven't they?
Oh, I don't know, yeah, is it Smoko, is it? Free kick, St George. They've got 10 minutes or so to try and find an equaliser. Of course, they were leading by 2-0. Those two Mitchell Herman, very well taken goals. As the ball is played out, doesn't find Wilson, gone for a throw in. Here is Mitchell Herman, in it comes. Pop off with the header. Chungu unable to get there, and Bayo's just happy to hammer that into those Eastern Suburbs fans. I think those spectators there, young spectators.
Yeah, I think
Grab to
Chungo
drop
would
the
have
ball.
wanted that header to be a little more towards the byline rather than across to the touchline.
Sheriff. Helped on by Smith. By Kovacevic.
Lovely ball.
Managed to find Ethan Smith, who will swing in that cross. It'll drop for Wilson, and now Herman with the strike, and and it's onto the roof of the net. Oh.
Herman's hands are on his head, my hands are on my head. That one looked like it was going to be another moment of drama, even when the Eastern Suburbs player got
we
to
just
it.
watch on the replay, it was Herman looking for the hat-trick, and then
Could have
it
easily
was
been
Matt
turned
Mundy,
in.
wasn't it? Could easily have been an own goal. It's St George corner in the end. In it comes. Falls here as a shot is fired in by Herman.
Yeah, just firing that one into the ground to take the sting out of it. Mitchell Herman.
Well, all it does take is one moment, one mistake, a moment of brilliance. He almost came up with it there. I think it had been Matt Mundy, I think. Ball just deflecting and going onto the roof of the net, much to the relief of Eastern Suburbs. So flick on and can't. Wanted the throw in, it's gone the way of St George. They work it out, and the cross is in again. Dealt with by Eastern Suburbs. Picked up by Khan, just coolly laying that off now, and Eastern Suburbs could try and break forward here. They got 3 on 2. If they can find the pass. He's still going.
Lovely step overs.
Ball now with Jamie Davies, who's actually offside flag is up again. Jamie Davies trying to pick out the top corner there, but offside flag had been raised. Well, they're going to leave some gaps now, aren't they? St George have to go for it.
They've got no choice at this stage in the game. I think you can't be too concerned about the counter-attack from East. They've got to just get themselves and the ball forward.
Oh, and a yellow card there for Marwin Nilo. leaving his mark late on Jamie Davies. Jack Powers quick to raise the yellow card.
Quick to get in between them as well.
Yeah. Phil Zabaks just taking his time, just making his way across to take this free kick. "115 minutes on the clock. What a game it's been here. A little bit of confusion. It appears both teams down to 10. And we had that little melee earlier.
We can't count, Adam.
No, clearly not. To be fair, there was quite a fair bit going on during that said scuffle. So it is 10 on 10 as the ball is played in. Strong tackle and maybe a shooting chance for Ethan Smith. Lays it off instead as it comes in, looking for Nilo. Now Flemington looking to get on the end of this one. Great recovery from Sharma. Herman, I think he got caught between taking the shot on and putting in a cross, and in the end out for a goal kick.
Yeah, and in these stages, when you're a goal down, it's a very easy decision to make to go for the shot from range. Might not be the best decision at the time, but it's the one I think many people would opt for.
Now we have just over 3 minutes remaining of extra time. What a game we've had here. And 3 more to come, of course. Starting with the delayed FQPL 1 Women's Grand Final between North Lakes and Gold Coast Knights. And then we'll have the NPL games between Brisbane City and Lions in the women's, and then Morton City Excelsior taking on the Lions men's team to finish us off on a blockbuster day. Eastern Suburbs. Flemington had gone into an offside position. No, he can't. Herman. Cut out, and Novakovic can try and find Flemington, but that flag again is quick to be raised. 2 minutes to go here at the Suncorp. Can St George Willawong repeat their trick from their semi-final win and come up with something in the dying moments of this game? Or will it be Eastern Suburbs lifting the trophy?
Here come St George Willawong.
It's won back well by Bayer. Flemington through the centre, Bayer moving into an offside position. Here he is now, trying to pick out the run of Kai Flemington, and he's poked it just wide. And they're coming together with Ashton Bonsall, both players staying down.
He held his run well there. We've seen a few offsides as the players start to tire, but he held his run well, but obviously that gave time for Bonsall to come out as well.
So we watch on the replay, Flemington just having to stretch there with the left boot. Both players back up, and back into the action. 119 minutes on the clock. Eastern Suburbs going to emulate the women's team from last year and take the trophy back to Heath Park as the ball is swung in, headed away. Chungu lines it up onto the left boot, but always going over.
It's that position again, just to the left edge of the 18-yard box. He was in a good spot for having a crack from range, but just wasn't dipping nearly in time. 2 minutes on the board.
2 minutes, so yeah, a few boos just sounding out as that 2 minutes was raised, maybe. I'm guessing some of the St George fans thinking that.
And 2 minutes was all they needed in the semi.
True, yep. It only takes a second to score a goal, but they need to come up with something pretty quickly. Oh, and it's been missed now, and I wonder if Eastern Suburbs are just going to take this to the corner flag. In fact, Jamie Davey continues his run, angle is tight, and wins the corner. He's done well there, the sub.
Yeah, Bayliss is looking like he's still in a little bit of strife following that coming together with Kai Flemington.
Just watch, it was Jamie Davies who's put back
Onsel, sorry.
for this corner. This might be a short corner. Eastern Suburbs are lining up here.
They might acquaint themselves very
Yep,
well.
it has been taken short, just Kovakovic taking that right into the corner flag. And then he's done quite well there just to eat up a few seconds. Going down and winning the free kick. I think that's job done there, isn't it, for Daniel Kovakovic there. He knew his role.
It's not uncommon, is it, to see them acquaint themselves nicely with that tiny little D in the corner of the pitch.
And I think we're going to see the same again here. Kovakovic.
It's again often where we see tempers flare though.
Yep. Well, not got any time for any of that at the moment because there is 122 minutes appearing and it's now or never for St George Willawong. They need to get it forward as the Eastern Suburbs fans whistling for full time. Here they come. Chungu cuts inside. It's Herman. Oh, and it's one back. And it's full time here at Suncorp Stadium. What a game we have been treated to here. Eastern Suburbs are the FQPL 1 men's champions for 2024. And they've done it, coming back from 2-0 down to take it out. 3-2 in extra time. Amy, what a game.
Well, we weren't short of drama. We were talking about their semi-finals where it was closely matched in terms of possession, but then St George Willawong were on the positive side of the late drama in their semi-final. But now it's gone in the favour of Eastern Suburbs, and they came out stronger in the first half, and they've shown just there why they are taking home that grand final trophy.
Yep, that trophy making its way back to Heath Park. Eastern Suburbs, the women won the NPL title last year, and their men have taken out the FQPL 1 in 2024. Quite the game. We had red cards, yellow cards, goals in extra time, late goals. 2 fine strikes from Mitchell Herman.
We had so much drama that we didn't see the red cards.
We didn't see that. And we're actually going to head down James Coughlin and try and make sense of it all. He's pitch side first. Over to you, James.
All right, I'm joined by Matt Mundy. Matt, you guys couldn't do it the easy way this afternoon, could you?
No, we certainly made it hard for ourselves, but we wanted to keep the crowd on the edge of their seats, so hopefully we did that.
And it was quite tough, middle of the day, playing with 10 men for a fair chunk of the match. How draining was it physically for you guys?
Very draining, very draining. I'm not exactly young anymore, so I was definitely feeling it, as were a lot of the other boys. So, yeah, not the best to play in Brisbane in September when it starts getting hot.
All right, so it takes through that equaliser at the end of second half normal time. What was going through your mind there?
I just tried to get something on it. I knew Laurie was going to float it to the back post, and then when it fell for me, I was just very fortunate that I got something on it. So more luck than skill, I can tell you that.
Matt, it was a great game. Thank you very much for your time. Congratulations. I'll let you go celebrate.
Thanks very much. Thanks, guys.
All right, back up to you guys. That was a great game.
Thank you, James. Just hearing there from Matt Mundy, 37 years young. It was his late equaliser, of course, that brought extra time, and then that lovely goal, definitely fitting up the stage it was scored on by Laurie Kant. As the teams making their way over to their support as we watch on the replay here, and seems like a long time ago, Amy, but there's that Mitchell Herman opening goal that got us off and running.
Yeah, it always takes the shine off. 2 goals at Suncorp for Mitchell Herman, but I don't think he'll be too thrilled about those now, given the result.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have traded them for a winner's medal. Lovely back heel from Milo. And great finish there from Mitchell Herman. And then he repeated the trick a little bit later. Played in by Fullock, and then absolute arrow into the bottom corner. St George Willawong, 2 goals to the good at half-time. And then Eastern Suburbs made a couple of changes. And then there's that Kai Flemington disallowed goal hitting his own player, Marvin Brauweiler, on the goal line.
Yeah, as we get set here for the trophy presentation, even our grand final arch looks like it needs to lie down. Get set.
There is that Marvin Brauweiler header. Powered past Ashton Bonsall. Laurie Kant. Then hitting the base of the post. Lovely free kick. So unlucky. And here's that Matt Mundy equaliser just at the top of your screen there. Charging in. Just got something on it. Over the line. To take us into extra time, and then that was a little bit more finesse there from Matt Mundy, and a fine save from Bonsall. And here's Laurie Kant. All his own work.
Yeah, that was a cracker here. That was a goal full of determination. He had Kai Flemington, 23 league goals to his name this season. But Laurie Kant goes, nah mate, this one's all mine.
And you can see why he's so highly regarded here in this Eastern Suburbs setup. Coming through the junior ranks and now getting the winner at the Suncorp. Want to tell the grandchildren, as they say. We will be having the presentation shortly. Let's not forget St George Willawong, though. They played their part in this game. Fabulous season. They will be playing NPL football, of course, finished top of the ladder as well. 9 points ahead of Eastern Suburbs. As we go down for the presentation.
Take the opportunity to also thank each of you in attendance here today, along with players, coaches, volunteers and support staff from our FQPL1 men's teams in 2024. Thank you also to our match officials today, referee Jack Powers, assistant referees Jay Hudson and Benjamin Orwell, and fourth official Blake Vuxan. And thank you very much to our runners-up today as well, St George Willawong FC, who provided us with a scintillating FQPL1 men's grand final today. But today's champions of the FQPL1 men's grand final in Queensland qualified for this year's grand final and secured back-to-back promotions into the NPL after falling to the FQPL1 last season. But they picked themselves up and now they're headed back to NPL Queensland in 2025. Second place on the regular season ladder, Kai Flemington leads the goal scoring with 25 goals. Please congratulate your FQPL1 men's champions for 2024, Eastern Suburbs FC. Football Queensland CEO Robert Cavalucci will now hand over the Champions Trophy. Give it up for your FQPL1 men's grand final champions, Eastern Suburbs FC. That brings us to the end of the FQPL1 Men's Grand Final presentations with 3 unmissable Grand Finals still to come. Stick around.